In the last few months, I've acquired 3 Addiesdive watches, and I've reviewed all 3 individually, so you can go back and watch those reviews if you want to. Links in the description below. In this video though, I want to talk more about the brand in general. Addiesdive is one of those AliExpress brands with the goofiest branding in the watch industry. You know the types, silly names, silly logos, but wait, what's this? Despite the terrible branding, Addiesdive actually makes some great looking watches. What a turn up for the books. Hello watch friends, Louis from The Whole Cut here. Starting on the left we have the OG, the watch that turned me on to the brand, the AD2030, with its gorgeous patterned sandy dial and dressy hour markers and dolphin hands. In the middle is the AD2055 with its more rugged adventurous style, and on the right is the elegant and classy AD2066, which is almost identical to the AD2030 but with a pastel mint green sunray dial. In fact, I would love to see a whole collection of these watches with pastel dials because they add a splash of colour without being too outrageous. I bought these watches with the intention of reviewing them and then possibly flipping them to make my money back or as close as possible. I was thinking about these watches as a way to make more content, to show you more cool things, but I didn't really think I would end up keeping them, but that's exactly what's happened. I think this is real proof in the pudding. If I wasn't genuinely interested, these watches would have been in and out in a jiffy. The AD2030 is the least expensive of the bunch. I paid around £35 or $45 compared to roughly £58 or $76 for the AD2055 and £47 or $62 for the AD2066. Prices fluctuate all the time and sales are regular, but those will probably remain the ballpark prices. You can't get much for this sort of money these days, especially with the rampant inflation we've experienced in the last couple of years. The quality of these watches easily surpasses what Casio or Timex has to offer in this price range, and even Seiko with its Seiko 5 series. These watches are all made of 316L stainless steel with decent finishing, solid link bracelets and milled clasps. That's not to say it's all good, the right elements are all there, but some sacrifices have been made to keep prices low. The bracelets are a little bit jangly, the clasps are a little bit industrial and sharp, and there are a few rough edges here and there, but overall the quality is not bad at all. I'm not hugely fond of the straight up clones and copies that AliExpress is known for, but for the rare exception. However, I do like watches like these ones that combine elements of different famous watches or riff on popular watches with interesting and unique details. I find like that is a happy compromise. In an ideal world, watch designs would be totally original, but there isn't much juice left to squeeze out of this particular orange because watches are an archaic technology and designing a watch that is different but still attractive is incredibly difficult. Some styles just resonate with enthusiasts, which is why many remain popular decades after launch. In any case, homage watches have always been a thing. The Swiss brands have been ripping each other off for decades. But it is a lot more overt now. We can compare watches at the click of a mouse. I'm under no illusions, Addiesdive mostly sells clone and copy watches, and these watches aren't reinventing the wheel. But what you are getting is attractive designs and good quality for a fair price, and I think that's what most enthusiasts really want. You can talk about history and heritage and hype and all that stuff all day long, but ultimately, how much that matters depends on the individual. The critics will say, don't waste your money on cheap watches like this, save your money for something a bit better. Leaving aside the obvious personal finance limitations that constrain one's ability to purchase a watch, let's consider a micro-brand alternative to the AD2030 or AD2066, such as the Laurier Astra. I can honestly say the Astra is better. I think it's more attractive, and the quality is a little bit better. But I paid more than £500 for this watch. Is it 10 times better than the Addiesdive? And by the same token, is a Rolex Oyster Perpetual or Datejust 10 times better than the Laurier? That's a question that only you can answer as an enthusiast. These watches are great entry-level options for those just starting out and exploring the hobby, and being new or having a low budget shouldn't mean you have to put up with bad quality. And for those of us more experienced, choice is never a bad thing, and improvements in quality at all price points is something that should be celebrated and encouraged. I'm really interested to see what else Addiesdive has in store, because I think it's one of the few genuinely exciting brands on AliExpress. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I do feel like Addiesdive is taking a similar trajectory to San Martin, which is a brand becoming more and more respected as time goes by. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Are there any more Addiesdive watches you think I should check out? That's all I've got time for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time.